What's up, everybody? What's up, Fruitful Farmers? How y'all doing today? Hope y'all starting your week off strong. We've talked about self acceptance, self forgiveness. Now we're about to dive into self responsibility. Self responsibility, according to Centered at Heart, that's what it says. Taking responsibility for your life means you no longer view yourself as a victim and that life is happening to you. Instead, take responsibility for your reality and realize you have power to choose differently. Choose how you respond to life. Self love is directly linked to self responsibility because it requires an individual to take charge of their life, make informed decisions, and address any consequences that arise. I just feel like a lot of people find themselves in this self responsibility stage on because there's a point in everybody's life where they have to ask themselves, am I happy? Am I happy in what I've been doing? I know a lot of us millennials have been brought up and taught that you go to school, you get a good job, make sure you have that 401k, get that pension, get that retirement money any way possible, right? And I know a lot of people my age, of course, went to school, got higher education, got multiple degrees, they worked corporate or they've done military, stuff like that. And you get to a point where it's just like, yes, the money's good, if it is. Yes, I have this, that, and the third as far as health benefits, all these things. But I feel like we've had to ask ourselves over the last few years, like, does this make me happy? Period. Is this fulfilling me in the ways that give me joy and give me peace and the other fruits of the spirit, right? Um, and a lot of the times we find ourselves shifting to figure out, okay, let's get back to our loves. Like I was just doing that recently. Like I watched that movie Origins by Ava DuVernay, and it was just a fantastic movie, well put together, knowledgeable because I never heard the term cast before. And so I learned a lot by watching that movie. And it was the first movie in a very long time that inspired me to want to write. Growing up in my little small town of Mansfield, Ohio, we didn't have that much stuff to entertain us. So I learned a lot about life and explored the world through movies. And so, in my teenage years, I remember being a heavy writer, but I would write short stories. I was working on a book, but the rewriting and trying to go back and proofread, that will always get me frustrated because I would always think of different outcomes. And then when it came down to it, I was just like, you know what, F this. And I would erase everything. I know, not smart because I could have had like 3 or 4 books by now, but but that's what I would do. And I took screenwriting classes because I definitely just again, Ava DuVernay, like she started her career very late, as opposed to other film directors who have been doing it years prior. And so that inspired me to be like, you know what, Davina, get these screenwriting classes in. Let's see what you can do and create. And so by watching that movie, I was like, dang, I feel like I should be writing something right now. Writing something right now. And so I bring that all up because again, we get to these points and stages in our life is like, what made us happy? What came natural to us? For me, it was dancing, it was writing, and now always a part of my work history and just my life. I've been developing people, which is why I'm a life coach. And so I've been trying to figure out ways how can I merge all of this. And a book will come one day, and I think that will come when the time is right. And there's a lot of things in this world that we can't control, but one thing that we can try to control is our happiness. What we will tolerate, what we won't tolerate, what we will accept, what we won't accept, again, and that just boils down to you having boundaries, some values, some standards for yourself and not bending for anything. Take that back Take responsibility over it. Take your power in it back, okay? To identify the root of a thing is very important. Okay, but once you identify it, then you got to make the right decisions, take the right responsibility in order to change the narrative. You've been working a 9 to 5, you know you're the best employee on the job, and you're looking for that raise, you're looking for some recognition or whatever the case may be. Demand it or to toodles, because if you are really that valuable to that company, they will value you by supporting you in that money. I remember I had to do that when I was an academic coach. There's supposed to be like 4 coaches on staff. It was just me. These people knew I was doing the work. They knew I was doing overtime without pay. And my boss would be like, you need to fight for pay, for overtime pay. And I'm just like, I'm not fighting anything. They know I'm the only coach here. And I have over 150 kids on my roster. And I'm still number one in the region. What? Stop playing with me. And so it took some time, but I got my overtime pay. But I didn't go running and begging for nothing. The people that you work with, they will either acknowledge it or they won't. Me, my morals and values and my standards is not going to allow me to sit somewhere. I don't chase money. Okay, I chase purpose. When I talk about self responsibility, it typically surrounds the idea of people being bored, unsatisfied in their life at the current moment. And typically that has to do with their job, their relationship status. The whole self responsibility, again, connects with accountability. Take accountability for where you're at right now. You've allowed yourself to get here. Now, if you are unsatisfied and unfulfilled, what makes you fulfilled and satisfied? And go from there. Make a list if you got to. Make a list of things that that fulfill you and satisfy you. And then figure out how you can take the skills that you have, that you've developed, that you've grabbed onto throughout your years, all right, and see how you can connect your skills and your tools with what you love and what is fulfilling and satisfying to you. Merge the two and figure it out. It seems so simple, but I have to be telling y'all be trying to complicate simple. It ain't hard. It is not hard because that's what I've had to do time and time and time again. That's why I use those things as examples. And so hopefully y'all understand self-responsibility a little bit more and take your power back, baby. Okay? Take your power back. You are so strong. You are so powerful and don't even know it. Again, stop complicating the simple. It may seem too simple for you. Maybe it's not extravagant enough. But I'm telling you, it's probably that simple little thing that you would do that is going to push you and excel you into the next level. Even when you look at the stories in the Bible and what God asked of these men and women, simple demands. Cast your net again. On the other side, man, we've been out here all night. We've been out here all night and we ain't caught nothing. Now you telling me to cast it again in the middle of daylight when that's not good fishing hours. If you know, you know. On the other side. On the other side. All right. And it again, simple. But are you gonna be obedient to the simple? We just got out of OCD challenge. Obedience, consistency, and discipline. Are you gonna be obedient to the simple? Because they could have been like, nah, man, we've been out here all night. I know there ain't nothing over there. Okay, but they was probably like, they probably had all them thoughts in their head, like, okay, Lord, just let's cast it. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, I guess he a fisherman now. I guess he trying to take my job. Let's go ahead and all sarcastically. But when they pulled up that net and it was filled with fish, okay? Ta-da! Okay? It's the obedience to the simple small things, okay, that is going to allow you to cash your podcast, cash your business, cash whatever it is, okay, and allow God to fill it up. Overflow. Hope that bless y'all. All right. Love y'all. I'll catch y'all next time.